Today I want to make a video especially for all of you who are thinking about going into the PR world and kind of tell you just some specific tips and tricks on how to do so. So I had a few public relations internships. My very first internship at the Zimmerman Agency in Tallahassee, Florida, shout out to them, was a public relations internship. One of my favorite internships was at BWR, Public Relations in Los Angeles. They're a celebrity PR firm. But with most public relations companies, they're representing clients and responsible for pitching those clients to the media. So that could be a celebrity PR company. It could be a company that represents hotels and travel brands. It could be a company that represents even states. I remember the Zimmerman Agency did the public relations for the city of Tallahassee in the state of Florida. So PR can really be done for products, services, people, anything. I think the first step when you are trying to get a PR internship is to research the company and know what they do, what they specialize in, and who their clients are. So let's say you look up a company, they're in Los Angeles because that's where you want to intern for the summer. You see that they're a celebrity PR company, so they represent celebrities, and then you read about them and you see that they're responsible for pitching celebrities to the media when movies are coming out, when new television shows are coming out, and just to really help celebrities gain notoriety and build their brand. So whatever company you're looking into, be sure that you are researching what that company does, if they specialize in anything, and who they represent. And when I say specialize, what I mean is that one PR firm might specialize in pitching to magazines, whereas another PR firm specializes in pitching to online or websites. Most PR companies kind of handle everything on behalf of their clients. But then you have companies or products like, let's say a technology brand. They might have a celebrity PR company that represents them for really cool celebrity opportunities. Then they might have a corporate PR company, a business PR company who represent them to pitch different parts of their business. So it can be a little bit confusing. So make sure that you do your due diligence and you do the research and you find out again, who does the company represent? What do they specialize in? What do they do? The next step is to familiarize yourself with the executives who work at the company. I'm a big fan of reading through executive bios, doing some LinkedIn stalking. Where did these executives go to school? Did any of them go to your school? That would be something good for you to know, right? So make sure you do your due diligence, not only about the company, but also about the executives that work there. If you're looking at a big company with 200 people, you're obviously not gonna look up everybody, but you should definitely look up the executive board, who's the head of that company, and then also make sure to go on LinkedIn and type in the company name and your school, because you want to know if anybody who works at that company went to your school. All right, so once you do your research, you're ready to start applying. And I guess before I get to the application process, I do want to suggest one more thing. When I was in college and wanted to intern for a PR company, what I did was I was into the celebrity PR thing. So I would look up my favorite celebrities online and I would try to play on Google and see who represented them. And then those were the companies that I went after as an intern. So I actually landed an internship with BWR Public Relations, and I went after them because they represented Brad Pitt and some of my favorite actors and actresses. So in that sense, you can kind of pick where you want to work, do the research, and then try your best to work or intern there. So anyways, so you do your research, of course. Then before, let's say you have to update your materials. So of course, you're gonna wanna tailor your materials. PR companies are looking for specifics. They wanna see, are you involved in a PR club on campus? PRSSA is a great student organization. It's on a lot of campuses, but not all of them. And there's other PR clubs that a lot of schools that don't have PRSSA have on campus. The American Marketing Association is great. Just join a club that has something to do with PR, because publicists are going to be looking for this on your resume. They are looking for super relevant experience. And remember, don't just include relevant experience, really explain that experience and tell the PR company what you did and why it's relevant to them. I always include the advice of printing out the internship listings and connecting the dots for the employer. Is this publicity firm going to have you cold calling, organizing press kits? Well, if you've done that before at other opportunities, you definitely want to include that that on your resume. PR is a very fast-paced industry, so when you think of what a PR company is looking for in an intern, they're probably looking for someone who can handle high-stress environments, right? Someone who doesn't crack under pressure, someone who can multitask, someone who stays organized, someone who has great taste, someone who's really aware of the media landscape, knows about all the magazines, newspapers, TV shows that are potential opportunities for their clients. These are all things that you want to speak to. And if you can't do it in your resume, use that narrative in your cover letter to speak to how you're ready for a fast-paced environment. Give them an example of when you really had to multitask. This is all great stuff to think about for not only your resume and cover letter, but also for when you go in for the interview. Now, if I am a publicist, okay, and we'll stick with the celebrity PR example. Let's say I'm a publicist and I represent Mr. Brad Pitt, okay? I don't know who represents Brad Pitt these days, but let's say that I represent Brad Pitt, okay? And you come in and interview with me. If you tell me that you are a crazy fangirl or fanboy of Brad Pitt's and that's why you want to work for me, you know what I'm gonna say? Be gone. Be gone, because I'm automatically nervous that you're not going to be able to compose yourself appropriately in front of my client. And my client is my business. That's what I take very seriously. So I think the second you walk into that PR interview, any fangirling goes out the door, right? You save that for the second you walk out and you do your little yes. Okay? Save that for when you walk out the door. The second thing is that I want to know that you did your research and you know who my clients are. Now, you might not know all of them, but I want to know that you have done your homework. So take the time to say that you did your research, you went to the company website, and you familiarized yourself with my client list as much as you could beforehand. Now, something I might ask you in a PR interview: where should I have my clients featured? What are your favorite magazines to read? If you say a celebrity tabloid, I'm probably not gonna like it, right? Because I take my client very seriously and I probably don't want him in a paparazzi magazine, right? So I'm looking to see, do you have good taste? Are you thinking about elevated opportunities for my client? I'm probably gonna want to hear you talk about the W magazines, the Vogues, the Vanity Fairs of the world. So remember, know who you're talking to, know your audience. If I represented a Disney pop star, then talking about magazines like Teen Beat or Tiger Beat, that might be appropriate, right? So again, know your audience, do the research. Don't only research the company, research their clients. If I represent Brad Pitt, watch, Brad Pitt's publicist is probably gonna call me after this. If I represent Brad Pitt, you should be researching Brad Pitt to see where I have placed him over the past year. Magazines, newspapers, Conan, wherever it was. You should have an idea of the type of opportunities that I pitch my client for, so that when you come into the interview, you have relevant ideas and information, and you have an idea of the path that I've tried to take as the publicist to really, again, elevate opportunities for my client. And that's what publicists are doing. Whether they represent cheese or yogurt or Brad Pitt, they're trying to elevate opportunities to get the word out about their client in a cool, interesting way. So keep that in mind during your interview. So again, with PR companies, having taste and doing your research and being prepared and having ideas are all very important. Now, as soon as we're done with the interview, I'm going to expect a handwritten thank you note, okay? A handwritten thank you note. And if you don't send it to me, I'm expecting one. So now you've let me down. Publicists are gonna hold you up here, okay? And you gotta meet their expectations. You want to exceed their expectations, really. So make sure that you're doing what you can to impress. So those are some tips for how to get a PR internship. But remember, like anything else, it's a competitive field. So I recommend applying to at least 10 internships. We have a ton of them available on Intern Queen. Come visit us and we're here to help. If there's any PR dream internships that you have, please comment below. We'll make sure to get those on our site.